Welcome. I'm Stephanie, a certified yoga therapist, and this is a space for healing, growth, and connection. If you've been wanting to trust yourself, heal your heart, and open for deeper connections, then you're in the right place. In today's video, we're going to talk about self-compassion. So grab a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's get started. So, self-compassion is important for our journey. It's important just to weave into our days, to embrace it, and just to understand it. According to Dr. Kristen Neff, she said self-compassion includes mindfulness, kindness, and common humanity. So kindness is often what we think about with self-compassion, right? It's being kind to ourselves. And so often it's easier to be kind to others, right? And then to ourselves, we can be our worst critics. We think that by accepting ourselves, we're going easy on ourselves, right? We're not going to make it further on our journey, that we're not going to reach our goals, won't be able to, again, just to move forward. And the studies, numerous studies, have highlighted completely the opposite. When we're compassionate to ourselves, we make it further on our journey. We understand that there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be hurdles, there's going to be challenges. And we treat ourselves with kindness, that we will get over those hurdles. We'll be able to move forward. It helps us to learn and to grow, right? We can look at experiences and say, what can I learn from this? Opposed to judging ourselves. It helps us, again, to understand where we've been, but also to look forward. Again, with kindness. Self-criticism, it says you're never enough. You're never going to measure up. Okay. It comes from wounds that have been opened. It comes from stories we've been told. Beliefs that we've carried with us. And that's what runs through our heads. We're almost programmed to focus on that negative. And self-compassion says, no, what is true? Again, that mindfulness, what is true? Because then we can start to label ourselves, right? You had a bad experience. Something didn't go right, right? And then you label yourself, I'm a failure. I'm not going to measure up. I'm not going to be this way or that way, right? We identify ourselves by the outcomes. And sometimes things are out of our control, right? We can't control how somebody's going to respond to something. We can't control someone else's behavior. We don't know what's going on for them. But we can trust ourselves, right? We can give ourselves that compassion. And when we do, we reduce stress. We feel less anxious. We can heal from emotional pains. And feel like we can open up, right? When we build that relationship with ourselves, we can give ourselves that self-compassion. Right? We can make it further. We can extend it to others. We can heal. We can grow. There's simple ways of being able to practice self-compassion. One is this, it's treating yourself like you would treat a friend. Sometimes we see our friends making a mistake, right? Repeating a pattern, right? And again, we don't shame them, we don't guilt them, we don't tell them, anything, We tell them the truth, but we tell it to them with kindness. We remind them, do you remember when you went through this before? I care about you. I don't want to see you get hurt again. Or maybe we see a friend just beating himself up, right? Just being so negative towards himself. And we say, no, that was one experience, right? You learn from it. We don't dismiss it. We don't say that your feelings are invalid. They don't feel this way. We don't tell them to, man up or dismiss it. Forget about that person. Don't do that, right? We understand that it hurts. And And so self-compassion is treating ourselves the same way. And it's being open to seeing the patterns, to giving ourselves compassion, to give ourselves encouragement. So when you see, again, experiences, you can whisper yourself, okay, I've got this. I've been through a hard experience before. I can make it through this. Or that was a one time, that just was happened. That was a past relationship. This is a new one, right? We give ourselves, again, that almost a little pep talk, right? It helps us to move forward. I was teaching a class the other day, and someone asked, what is the difference between self-compassion and being self-indulgent? Like, how do I know if I'm being compassionate with myself or if I'm indulging? It was a great question, because that's sometimes the fear, right, of being self-compassionate. I don't want to indulge, you know. And so the example that I gave, you know, was about working out. You know, if you decide that you're going to wake up every morning, you're going to go for a run, and you wake up every morning, alarm goes off, and you're like, I'm too tired. Nope, not going to do it, right? You might be indulging. You might be tired, but, you know, you really might just be indulging. You're not pushing past it. You're not making those growth goals. Now, self-compassion is key. You've been getting up, you've been going for a run. Maybe, you know, you wake up one morning and you're not feeling quite right. Maybe you're extra tired, maybe you have aches, maybe you say you pushed yourself too hard the day before, something. You acknowledge it. So self-compassion, you have to, you know, against that mindfulness of how am I truly feeling? What emotions are coming up for me? Am I just tired because it's, you know, 5 in the morning? Or did I push myself too hard, right? It's understanding that. Okay, so maybe this morning, instead of running the distance that you've set, maybe you go for a walk. You're still getting up, you're still moving, but you're not pushing yourself so far that you're going to get injured. But you're not indulging. Now, again, if you seriously had an injury, yes, you know, rest, stay in bed, do what you have to do so you can heal physically. But it's the same way in our, in our relationships and our life, how we treat ourselves. If we set certain goals, you know, if maybe one of your relationship, you know, goals is, you know, having a family meal time, right? You set that, you set that boundary, you set that around it, and then maybe something comes up, and you take that into consideration. Maybe there's something that's going on that you have to manage, right? It's a one time. It's taking everything into consideration. It doesn't mean that because you didn't make that run or because you had to rearrange your schedule. Maybe, you know, maybe your goal is to be able to get out more, right? Maybe you want to connect with others. And every time that you make those plans, now when it comes down to it, the last minute you cancel. Look into it, right? Understand. Again, give yourself compassion. Why is it that you're canceling at the last minute? You're not judging yourself, right? You're getting curious, right? I always like to say, be curious, not critical. Because that criticism, it doesn't support you. When you're curious, you understand, right? You're the objective observer, taking this in, understanding, learning. Maybe there's something coming up for you. Maybe there's something, again, to investigate a little bit more, and then that will support you, right? So again, we're not burying the emotions, we're not pushing them down, we're not being afraid of them. We're understanding, we're being curious about them. Just taking a little practice, just taking a deep breath in. Slowly exhaling out. This is a little practice. Sometimes, you know, in the busyness of the day, sometimes we start judging ourselves. We're being critical. Maybe you find yourself feeling anxious about something. Just placing your hands over your heart. Maybe just placing one hand, whatever feels good for you. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale out. This connection with your heart can be so grounding and be healing. It's a soothing response. It's acknowledging how you're feeling, your emotions. Maybe tell yourself, I am enough just as I am. I am trying my best, and that is enough. Maybe what's having you feeling anxious, stories that are going through your head. maybe past experiences, maybe somebody told you a story over and over again and you've taken it as truth. So maybe when you connect your hands to your heart, you just remind yourself that is not true. What I know to be true is that I am worthy of love, of receiving love, of giving love. I am on a healing journey again. Find what words feel good for you. These are just examples. Find what feels good for you. Maybe you write it down. Maybe you journal on it. But when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling maybe unsettled, overwhelmed, when you're feeling, like you're not treating yourself like a friend, and just bringing your hands to your heart and just remind yourself that you are enough, that you're worthy of love, you're worthy of healing, you're worthy of growth, that you're capable of it, you can be confident. Whatever words resonate with you, just reminding yourself of that. Let those be the words. Let that be the story that you tell yourself over and over again. And even if in the moment you're not believing it, you say it. You say it again and again and again until you embrace that, right? Until you fully believe it. And just the core of you, that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of connections, of healing, of trusting yourself. It's a powerful journey you are on. I'm so excited, again, just to be able to share these words with you, and I really do hope you take them to heart. Another part of self-compassion is just understanding that we're all humans, that you're human. There's this common humanity, again, that Dr. Kristen Neff emphasized on. It's this common humanity. Okay? Perfection is not required for love. It's not required to belong. And again, the suffering, the pains, the hurts, we all go through them. Again, they're all different. We're not diminishing them by understanding that maybe somebody else had a heartache, maybe went through a divorce, maybe a bad breakup, maybe a childhood memory that they just keep reliving. When we understand that, we're not saying that what you're going through is less than. It's not. We're not making light of it, making small of it. But it unites us, right? That other people have gone on this journey before, have been hurt and are healing. We're part of it, right? And you can extend that compassion to yourself. You're not singling yourself out, but you understand this is part of living, right? Part of living is these ups and these downs. It connects us, it unites us. It's embracing those imperfections. And it's not identifying yourself by one marker on one blip on your trail, right? It's part of you, but it doesn't define you. Hurts, setbacks, again, they're part of the journey, but they do not define you. They don't keep you stuck. You can learn from them. Others have traveled these journeys. Again, everybody's path is a little different, but there's things that just, again, that common humanity, that common part of life. And so I welcome you just to reflect on this, maybe play this again, and just understand, like, where can you treat yourself more like a friend? What words can you whisper to yourself? How can you see yourself as part of this common humanity? And self-compassion is a practice. It's something we can return to again and again and again. And if you'd like more personalized support in building self-trust and healing emotional wounds and opening your heart, I offer one-to-one personalized sessions where we explore these practices, tailoring them to where you are, find a way that feels good for you. There's more information in the content below. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to connect with you. For today, I'd love just to hear, what is one way that you can offer yourself some kindness today? Let me know in the comments. Send me a DM. If this video resonated with you, like, subscribe, and maybe share it with someone who might need this message today. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for including me on your journey. I'll see you in the next video.